Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to me from. My name is Dr. Latte, and today I want to do a quick and a short video on how to set up a trade on the Royal Killbot. How to set up a trade. So I'll talk about how to set up a sports trade, and then in another video I'll talk about how to also set up a futures trade. And so on a Royal Killbot, normally we know that on the crypto market there are two sides of the market we are trading from. We are doing either spot trading or futures trading. So you always have to decide that, or you have to look at the signal that is sent to you, that what are they looking for? Is it a spot trade or a futures trade? So that decision is the first thing you have to even look out for before you even think of looking for the coin. And so that is how the trade is set. So after the analysis has been done on the coin, assuming you are the one who is doing the analysis of the coin, you have done analysis of the coin that you want to enter, then you go to your inside your bot. So inside your bot you can see that on strategy, you go to the first thing you do is that you go to strategy. So assuming I open my button, it took me to my home page. So the first thing I'll do is to go to strategy down here, the one I've circled. So strategy, that is where I'm going to look for my coin. So I'll go there, and before you do this, remember that all the coins have been added under the manage. You have done all those settings and every coin has been added onto your bot. So you go to you first go to strategy first, and when you go to strategy, it will open up the strategy for you. Now the first thing that you need to ask yourself is that, what am I doing? So in this video we are doing a spot trading. So our first thing we will have to do is to change our market into what? Into spot trading. So this one is on futures, so I have to change it into spot trading. And so that is the first thing that I will do. So I'll change mine into spot trading. Then we are using what? The Martingale strategy bot. So I'll confirm. And so now you can see that it has changed into spot trading. Okay, so after that it has changed into spot trading. What do I do? So now I go to create. So I go to create, or I can even use the create bot. It will still give me the same options. So I go to create, and then I create, then it will take me to where all the coins are. So this place, sometimes people get lost here, because normally it's assumed that if you are new you will not see the option uh of favorite and all. You will not see it. But if you have traded a coin before, like you can see in this account, I've traded a few coins before, so all those coins are under what? Favorites. But like maybe the coin you want to trade, you've not traded before, it will not show in the favorite. So we will have to choose all. So after we choose all, it will give us a list of all the coins that we have. And so then we'll go to search at the top here. We'll go to search and search for the name of the coin. So I want to use example of a coin that I want to search. Let's say AAVE. So I want to search for the name of this coin. So that is AAVE. Then it pops up. So as it pops up, I click on the coin, then it opens the settings of the coin. Now after it has opened the settings of the coin, the first thing you have to do is to click on trade setting. That is where we are going to put all our settings into. So click on trade setting, then it will open our trade setting for us. Now because we are not using the settings of the of the robot. So we'll have to click on manually create, and when we click on manually create, it will take us to where we can input our own settings, and then we are good to go. So I'll click on manually create. Okay, now it has opened. So the beautiful thing, the first thing that I have to look out for here is what is my templates. So I want to choose a strategy that I've saved already on my strategy settings. We enter the market with a strategy. So the strategy that you want to trade with, you have already done all those settings. So I won't talk about those settings in this video. If you need the settings, DM me, and then I will show you the settings. And so the settings, the first thing you need to do after you come to trade settings is to choose a strategy for yourself. So if I click on the arrow, you see that I have a lot of strategies here. So I will choose one of them, and the one of them that I'll choose, let me choose new so let me go back. So manually create, and then I want to choose a strategy. The strategy I want to use is the sports $100 capital. So if I click on it, you see that it will show up here what the name of the strategy I'm going to use to trade. So you can see that was what I chose there. So that is what I'll be using. That is a strategy that will fill up all these settings for me. It will fill it up because I've already done the settings here. So that is how it works like. So after I choose my strategy, then I come and choose my strategy mode. And the strategy mode, there are three types of strategy modes. Now let me talk about it more. Strategy modes, yeah, there are three types of it. You can see in this option that we have whole warehouse mode, of which is a default that is always with it. Then we have the sub bin mode, and then we have the sub bin real time settlement. And so the whole warehouse mode means that when you choose it, if in case the robot buys margin calls, it will not sell it until all, like, you've come out of the trade before it will give you all the profits of the margin calls that it bought and has sold. So that is how the way whole warehouse mode is. One other thing also about that mode is that when activated in a trade, it helps you that when the market is going against you, it draws you closer to your entry point. It draws you closer to your entry point. So that one is another option that is very, very beautiful. Now in the sub bin mode, it's also like when assuming the market goes against you and the robot is buying margin calls for you, it will buy, sell, and rebuy, sell, buy, resell. That is how it works like. But for the sub bin mode real time settlement, which will be using a lot in our trading, as you can see here, yes, the sub bin mode real time settlement, that is what we'll be using a lot. And that one, it means that when market even goes against me and a robot buys any margin calls, it should give me the profit straight away. So sometimes you might be in a trade and the trade is going against you, but you are still making profits. Why? Because of that option you chose, or the sub bin mode real time settlement. So that is what we'll be using for our trading now. So I'll choose it. Then you can see that it's popping up under the strategy mode. So that is a sub bin real time settlement, right? Okay, so after that, then we come and ask ourselves that how much is our first buying amount that we are entering into the market. In the spot trading there, it will give you how much you are entering into the coin in USDT. So it's very, very easy to enter this market. So you can see that it's giving me first buying amounts. Now first buying amounts, in the settings I use 12, so I can change this one depending on my capital that I have and what I want to enter the market with. So normally you don't want to enter the market with all your capital, because you have to leave some of your money for what margin calls. Remember, and the beauty of this robot is found in the margin calls, assuming market should go against you. And so normally you can use like 10% of your capital or 5% of your capital to enter the market first, and then you open margin calls so that in case market should go against you, you can still be making profits on the downside. So that is one beauty of this robot. Now after that, we always make sure that we disable this AI margin call because of our own settings and margin calls that we are using. So we don't want to use the robot's margin call. So we take that one off. And then we also come back to, so in this setting you can see that the number of margin calls we have is 18, and then the whole position what take profits ratio is the percentage on the trade that we want to take. The percentage, how much, if the market should go in a direction, how much percentage of profits on our capital should are we looking out for? So that capital is the first buying amount that we entered in. So that is one of the things that we should also pay attention to. And then we also have the whole position take profit callback. So assuming that in case my in case I've set 1.3 as what, as percentage ratio, assuming the market should move like maybe 1.7, right? So if it moves 1.7 in the direction, if it's coming back, then its whole position will take profits callback will be what, 0.1. Then it will sell you out of the market. Okay, so that is basically a few things that I want to just explain on there. So that is how to enter a trade. And this one, you see this advanced settings down here. Yeah, this advanced setting down here. So if I click on it, it will open a lot of things for me. And one of the things that we want to see here, or we want to explain under the advanced settings, and like it's saying it's optional, you can use it or you can what, leave it. But one of the things I want to draw our minds to is the strategy period. Good. And this strategy period is two types. We have the one shots, and then we have the cycle. We have the cycle. So let me explain them. So one shot means that when you do a one shot, it means when you enter the market, when the robot sells you out, it will not buy again until you come and give the command. But unlike the cycle, whereby if it's on cycle, it means that when it sells out, wherever it sells out, it will buy from that same place. And that one sometimes is not an advantage, it's not in an advantageous position, especially if you are using the trigger price to enter markets. It will go, if market goes up and it buys up and the market begins to drop down, it means you're going to be in floating loss for a very, very long time. So normally we will go with one shot in our trades on unless we understand exactly what we are doing, then we'll choose that. Now you can see the first buy trigger, what, triggering condition. There are other conditions that we can enter market with, uh, and some of them are here. So you can see that when I click on the trigger price here, it's giving me a few settings which I want us to talk about. So a few settings, let's see how the settings work. So this is trigger price. It means I'm perceiving that the price of the commodity or asset or coin or token will get to a price, and that is where I want to enter the market. So I can set a preset price. That is, this is where we use the preset price to enter market. So I can set the price down, and once the market reaches that amount, that price, the robots will buy you into the market. So that is the first thing that I want to talk about. Now we can also use the RSI, which I've spoken in one video I did earlier on. RSI, which is a relative strength index, to also enter markets. That's okay. I'm entering into the market with this coin, but the RSI, I want to enter into the market or into that coin when the RSI reaches maybe, let's say, 80 or 70 or 90. So sometimes we can use the RSI as well. And then we can also use the KDJ. Good. I'll talk about the KDJ in another video. Now we can also use the MACD. The MACD also is another indicator that we can also use to enter market. So these are options of triggering conditions that we can use to enter markets, and then we can trade. So with all those settings, then I go to save, and then I confirm, and then I am done. So then after I'm done, when I come here, I'll see all my settings here. And when I see all the settings here, and I check and I make sure that everything is okay, and then I can now enter the trade active. I'll click on activate down here, and then it will what? It will set up the trade for me. So that is how you enter into a spot trading. I hope this video was helpful. My name is Dr. Latte. Don't forget to subscribe, like, create and share the videos here. God bless you.